Winter has stripped the battlefield bare in Ukraine's Sumy region. A stark claim now cuts through the noise of diplomacy and aid pledges. Akhmat Special Forces Commander Apti Alaudinov says isolated Ukrainian units are surviving by eating snow, not as metaphor, not as exaggeration, as a picture of frontline reality where supply lines have snapped and isolation has set in. In this telling, the cold is not just weather. It is a weapon exposing what happens when logistics fail under sustained pressure.
We always say that frost, in principle, is always our friend, meaning we call it the Russian winter, because now there is a lot of snow outside. One of the interceptions that we carried out, the enemy there was complaining that they have long had no water, that they are, so to speak, eating snow there, and they cannot melt it because it is impossible to light a fire, and they also have nothing for kindling.
According to Alaudinov, these units are cut off, surrounded, and left to endure without basic provisions. Snow becomes water. Survival becomes improvisation. The image is brutal, not because of rhetoric, but because of what it suggests. A battlefield where coordination collapses faster than morale, and where soldiers are left to endure conditions no army plans for, yet every army fears.
Of course, these frosts very seriously complicate the work of both the enemy and our work, but at the same time it turns out that we have a good opportunity to isolate the enemy.
The claim lands as Kyiv continues to press Western capitals for more weapons, more funding, more urgency. The contrast is sharp. Appeals made in conference halls, while on the ground, frontline units are portrayed as fighting the elements as much as the enemy. The message being pushed is unmistakable. Aid promised does not always mean aid delivered where it matters most.
There are such areas where the enemy cannot evacuate either the wounded or the bodies of their dead, which, in principle, they are not even going to do. And we have some areas that we have isolated, and this isolation of these areas really already puts the enemy in a very difficult situation.
This is more than a battlefield update. It is a narrative of neglect under fire. Whether contested or confirmed, the claim is designed to underline pressure, expose strain, and signal a grinding phase of the war where endurance, not announcements, decides outcomes. In Sumy, the fight is described not just in kilometers held, but in how long isolated units can survive the winter.
For somewhere already even more than a month, the enemy cannot evacuate either the 300, nor ensure the delivery of food, water, and what is necessary, that is, the situation, of course, for them in this light, is very tragic.